Hey Leo, it's Jackie. Get Life 333 Tarot. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm not totally sure why I'm doing this extra bonus read for you guys, but now that I'm more than halfway through the reads, I have realized I think it's just dealing with this Jupiter in retrograde energy. I'm just feeling like people just need extra messages right now. So I'm still going to be doing the beginning of May reads next week. But Leo, you guys have Jupiter retrograde in your 5th house of pleasure. For those of you who have kids, it also includes, that's the house of kids. For those of you who don't have kids, it can be the house of projects, things that really matter to you, that you've worked on developing. And yeah, Jupiter's going to be retrograde in that house, really getting you to rethink what you do for pleasure in your life, what brings you happiness, who brings you happiness, what do you tolerate, what can you no longer tolerate, what have you tolerated in the past. It's really going to be asking you to take some hard looks at that. And even though it's a little uncomfortable when you're going through, when we go through this energy, the thing is too, we have all this other stuff going on in the sky right now. Full moons, new moons, there's a lot that we've actually never seen in our lifetime. So it's a crazy time for all of us. But when we have Jupiter retrograde in any of our houses, it's uncomfortable, particularly in the area that it's focusing on. But once it clears, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. This is the Jupiter card, and it's reversed. Which, Jupiter's retrograde. How about that? Mending. You guys get the Mending Oracle. Oh, I just realized that. I think Scorpio got this too. So I don't know if any of you are dealing with the Scorpio in your life. Okay, mending. Yeah. Okay, mending. This is a time for you to make amends, Leo. Any arguments that you may have had with those close to you in your life. It's important for you to understand that each time we're hurt, each time you're hurt, and you allow that hurt to pass through you without understanding and dealing with it, it ends up accumulating, right? And building up to be something that ultimately ends up being a burden, and that's the pain that we end up then carrying with us, like for forever until we deal with it. And the thing is, this ends up shackling us in a way, to this very thing that we need to heal. So it could be pain, it could be memories, it could be resentments or arguments that we, ruminate over and over in our minds about. But now's the time to mend things, mend broken bridges, heal wounds and let go of old hurts. And you want to do this as a way of reclaiming your power in not only the relationships, Leo, but within yourself. You need to forgive and to release, to make peace. Yeah, forgiveness is so important. It doesn't mean that if someone did you wrong that you still need to have them in your life, but it means releasing yourself of the burden of carrying around that pain, because there's nothing to be gained by carrying around that pain, nothing. And for those of you in relationships, I'm getting that you've come to a place where forgiveness is really necessary if you're going to move forward. Yeah, and that might not be very easy, but whether you're separated right now or together, you and the other person are still working through the effects of a hurt that has deeply impacted both of you. But one thing's for certain, right? And I told Scorpio this too. You can't close your heart. Closing your heart is not the answer, because you do have the power to heal this wound. This is what this energy indicates. So, regardless of what it is, because like everything else, okay, you have the opportunity to decide how you're going to end up processing something. It's up to you. But you're definitely going to be in a place of realizing that you may have been chasing after something in your life that initially looked really good, that ended up not being good at all for you, ultimately. And this is where you really need to forgive yourself, right? You have to make amends with yourself as well. I'm getting that very strongly, you know. This is a time to forgive yourself as well as others right now. It's not a time to place blame on other people for things that you did, okay? And really finding the strength to forgive yourself. And even forgive those who may have taken advantage of you or betrayed you. Let go and learn from it. You know, if you look at everything as a lesson, then nothing is ever lost or wasted, a waste of your time, right? If you view it from that perspective. Always look for the lessons. I'm a big proponent of that. You know, but remember, mending does not have to mean that you're staying in a situation. It just means healing it and moving on, you know? Yeah. And then, okay, let's get into the spread. We have the 3 swords. This is sorrow caused by knowledge, Leo. Okay, so swords are words, and words can build bridges and create connections and nurture relationships, right? We know that. And it's through careful communication that we establish these strong relationships within our life, right? With those who we care about, okay? And this, we know, takes time. And it takes a certain amount of skill, right, to be able to have this kind of communication. But unfortunately, sometimes in the blink of an eye, a few words can destroy what took years to create. And whether the words are cruel or careless, whether it's a painful truth or a manipulative deceit, the injury is real. It's real. And in the blink of an eye, what was once perfectly balanced and beautiful can end up in shambles, destroyed down to its core. And the thing is here, these swords are wielded by someone else's hand. So this is telling me that you feel a sense of betrayal and shock that created such a deep wound within you, Leo. Yeah, for sure. And look, experiencing the 3 of Swords is never fun. No one ever wants that to show up in their spread, you know, because of course your heart is stabbed. Of course there's going to be pain. But this is the thing. The wounds will heal. Things will never be the same, yet lessons will be learned. And lessons, I think, have been learned through this for you. Truths have been revealed, or they certainly will be revealed at this time. And an understanding is going to happen. You're at least going to make sense of things that you didn't feel made sense to you before. But look, this card does indicate a very sad time. But again, as with most experiences, you do have the ability to determine how you will think about this and experience it and ultimately fold it into your view of relationships and your view of yourself. You know, so that can be a slippery slope because, you know, proper ownership needs to be had, and sometimes that is not what goes on. But look, then I have this 10 of Cups energy here. So we see this happy couple who've achieved a completed cycle, a destination that they were trying to arrive at together. It's important to remember that when we get this card in tarot, though, you know, that this couple started with the Ace of Cups. And then they had to go through the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, the 4, and all that means, okay, in order to get to that 10. So they've really gone through quite a lot together in order to get to this 10 of Cups. You know, so this does indicate usually a longer relationship because it takes a while to get to that point. But this does indicate a successful weaving together of a relationship that experienced a lot of highs and lows, a lot of pain and a lot of happiness, a lot of hurt, a lot of disappointment. But this also does indicate that they're not complete yet, meaning that they still have work to do. And the work that they have to do is something that should never end, and that would be working on the relationship. So the Ten of Cups understands that they've been through a lot and they will continue to have to deal with some uncomfortable things in life. But, in its purest energy, this does offer this couple the ability to just be there for each other. So I'm getting that you and your partner went through this very painful time here, and that you're really working on trying to mend the situation at this point, or you did try to mend, because my eye is floating to this next card. You definitely were trying to mend the situation. Really wanting to move forward, understanding that work is going to have to be put in. But, Leo, the thing is this, you can want it all day long, but if your partner isn't in that same space with you, that's going to be an issue. And I'm just getting, because we got this, now we got the Magician reverse. So, when the good magician is reversed, he turns into a trickster, him or her, right? No gender here in tarot. By the way, you guys just feel silly even still saying this, but this is a general read for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So take what messages resonate and throw out the rest, and understand the energies can absolutely be vice versa, right? Especially when we're dealing with people close to us in our life. So anyway, back to the Magician reverse. Yeah, so this is like the trickster energy. So this shows you being misled by a charming manipulator of some sort. So it's the kind of deal where what you see is not what you get, and that it's all show, no truth. So if this has to do with, all right, let's say it's not your partner for a second. If this has to do with your career, this indicates a creative block, as you feel torn between two paths or two choices that are getting in the way of you progressing forward in your career. So that could be one interpretation, and it's a time to choose one option and commit to it fully. This also does indicate a delay in moving things forward as you had anticipated. So, but for those of you in a relationship, I'm going to go back to this Ten of Cups energy. You really need to look at how your partner handled the situation, handled things in your life, the life that you guys shared. You need to be very sure that after doing whatever this Three of Swords issue is here, that they're showing you through their actions and not just their words, that they're going to move forward with you in a more moral way with greater honesty and integrity. Because, love is a verb, it's not a noun, right? It's action. So matching their actions to words is very important right now. But Leo, I'm getting a feeling like you just don't trust them. And I feel like you have every right not to. You have every right not to. Now, look, this could very well be, Leo, you could be the trickster here. You could be. I mean, just because it's a major arcana and the energies can be flipped. Where maybe you and your partner were going to try, you went through a bad period and you tried to get back together, and you're the one maybe going out a little too much, or, getting involved in things that you maybe shouldn't be getting involved in. I mean, it could be that. But regardless, I have to tell you, I'm not getting a strong partner energy in this. As we're going into the Ace of Pentacles, and Leo, I have to tell you what I'm getting right now. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like this is for you. Like okay. You were with your partner and they did something. Or you did something. One of you did something. And you guys had decided to try to work on it. But then something else happened. Either you or your partner did something not so great. I mean, I'm not even getting a cheating energy here. Just not honest. Something not honest is going on here. There was some sense, I'm feeling that somebody was very dishonest with you, and you're recognizing it. And I feel like, this Ace of Pentacles is really an opportunity for you to bring yourself to a place of greater support. But I feel like this support is going to be coming from within yourself right now for the most part. In the most mundane sense, this Pentacles means money, but it also represents many other things. It represents emotional support. It represents our health. It represents time. It represents a lot of different things. So this card is connected to physical needs, and it's connected to worldly status and having a mastery over your physical world and the way you interact with it and those in it with you, and the value that you assign to those things in your life. So I'm just getting like, now, with you having Jupiter retrograde in your fifth of pleasure and children, you're being really honest about what you're going to allow in your life and what you just can't tolerate anymore, in an attempt to kind of like clean the slate to make yourself happy. It's just, you really want to start being happier. You guys are such a happy sign anyway, but you've been in a weird, funky place lately. You know, I'm just getting that. So those of you who don't have children, by the way, because not everybody has children, and this is a general read, again, like I mentioned before, this can represent things that you nurture and that you take care of, you know, such as your business or your career or anything like that, okay? But this energy is asking you to think about your physical world and think about how you shape it. Think about the things that you're involved in and how it all impacts you. And think about how you interact with it. And think about how you interact with the people in your life. You know? Because this is asking you right now, this whole time is asking you to really think about, you know, what brings you happiness? You know? Really. Like, what brings you happiness? You know, what do you see for yourself? Where do you see yourself going? You know? Yeah. This is this very supportive energy, though. I mean, what I love about this card is that it lifts up all the other cards on this in the spread, which is great. Or at least the minor arcana ones. But I don't know, Leo. I'm just getting like, I'm wondering if you were just ready to leave the past behind and just venture off on your own path. Is this the feeling I'm getting? I'm just getting this back and forth energy. I feel like there's like a back and forth energy, even if it was only in your head, but it's like bad and good and then bad and then good, you know, like this back and forth kind of thing. Then we have the Strength card. And Leo, this is your card. And this, you know, this is your card, it's card of Leo. And this indicates a real calm, control, and healing that brings strength right now. You know, but you're being asked to do something pretty profound with this energy I'm getting. You're being asked to... This is not easy, and this is not easy for Leos, what I'm about to say, because you guys are a proud sign, but just hear me out. You're being asked to get in touch with your shadow self at this point. And your shadow self is that part of yourself that you don't like. It's the part of yourself that you don't value and the part that you're ashamed of, and we all have it, unless you are a sociopath. You have that. We all have that side to ourselves. But this energy is saying that shadow self is not that bad, that it's simply the aspect of yourself that's been wounded by something in your past. But the thing is with this, if you ignore it or repress it, it becomes infected. And after a while, it will grow, and it will grow, and it will grow, and then it will burst. And this shadow side of ourselves tends to show up in our lives in inappropriate and even very destructive ways, which will never work for our higher good in the long run. So instead, this energy supports compassion, because that makes it easier to determine what caused the damage in the first place. Once we identify the root cause, we can remove it, you know? The same way as she's extracting the gear, if you could see, the gear from the lion's paw, right? You got to pull it out. It hurts. It hurts when you pull it out. Yeah. And it's scary, but it's got to be done for healing to begin. And from that healing, strength is gained. But I'm getting a twofold feeling for this, guys. I'm getting that you're the one who needs to pull the gear out of your own paw, okay? But I'm also getting that you need to work on a kind of like global forgiveness in your life with empathy and compassion. Like, it's just people in your life. You need to understand that anyone who you're not forgiving in your life, that's them still having some sort of control over you, right? But the thing is this. Let's say you want to have the conversation with everyone and you really want to be able to close doors in a healthy way. But the thing is this, not everybody's going to want or care about forgiveness. But that should not prevent you from forgiving them within yourself. And also, I'm getting that through these deep realizations that you're going to be having, you're going to be really in touch with so deeply with what you just aren't going to allow in your life anymore. You know, again, listen, this mending doesn't mean tolerating poor behavior. It's not what it means. No. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune reverse. Yeah, like I said before, this is the card of Jupiter and it's reverse. It's like in retrograde. So no kidding, okay? This is very fitting and you guys are really, you're really feeling this transit I'm getting. But this is telling me that you may be suffering from what you consider to be some pretty bad luck right now, but thankfully this marks the end of a run of challenges. So you're going to finally be feeling some sense of closure about something. Yeah, you're still going to get the benefits of the Wheel of Fortune upright because it really is such a positive card. But, you know, this makes sense to me because it's like the same way as you're going to be getting the benefits of Jupiter in that house once it comes out of retrograde. This is the same exact idea, okay? You're going to be receiving the Wheel of Fortune benefits once this time period passes and once you really get in touch with this shadow side of yourself. And Leo, I'm getting that on a spiritual level. This is also telling me that you're lacking confidence right now in your intuitive messages, meaning, you know, the voice in your head. You're like not trusting yourself for a minute right now. Yeah, it's like you do 1 minute and then you don't. You're really vacillating. Yeah, I'm getting that. But, you know, this is going to pass. You're feeling blocked right now, and this is going to pass. It really is. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the Five of Swords energy. So this is showing me unnecessary conflict that you could be caught in the middle of, like another person's fight, or you may end up getting hurt in this for some reason. But this battle, it's not even your fight, and you're getting wrapped up in it. I'm getting whoever initiated this fight is very selfish, and this person may be trying to cover up his or her incompetence. This can be at work, it can be a friendship or relationship, but whoever this person is, this person's blaming others to deflect attention. And the drama can be due to ego, you know, and a need to make a show of power. I'm getting that many of you actually feel bullied or, I don't know, very sort of pressured in a situation, but just that you're being treated very unfairly right now. Yeah. And then we go into the Temperance reverse. So yeah, there's an imbalance and unfairness in relationships, and I'm getting problems with money for some of you. And I'm getting that many of you feel that you pour so much into relationships and so much into work, but it's really not being recognized right now, or at least you don't feel like it. So this shows me that you're having a really big problem struggling with change right now, Leo. Yeah. And that, okay, many of you are allowing the past to dominate the present and future. I'm getting that very strong right now. Difficult old memories are resurfacing that are holding you back right now. Leo. Yeah, because these memories indicate pain, and the pain needs to be healed through the mending. Needs to be healed through the mending. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple of Rider-Waite's for clarification on this Five of Swords energy. And then I'm going to let me clarify that Magician too. Let's see if we can get more information here. Five of Swords. Guys, what? Somebody dealing with a Capricorn? That's the devil energy. Someone is not being truthful with you. Someone's being very unfair. Someone has some sort of addictive tendencies. It could be to alcohol, drugs, sex, shopping, or it could just be very low vibrational energy. Big low vibrational energy. Three Swords, Three Swords. Yeah, Leo, I'm getting that there's a certain situation, relationship with someone that is really not good for you. They're not honest. I'm getting a very narcissistic vibe. I'm getting just chronic liar, somebody who is, but this is the thing, I feel like they have a diluted sense of self. They genuinely don't. Yeah, I'm getting that some of you were dealing with a narcissist because this is just a diluted and like delusional here, where they honestly believe that they're justified to do whatever horrible thing they did here, and they felt that they were justified to carry out a betrayal against you, and that it was somehow ultimately your fault. And I'm getting that they actually tried to convince you of that, and I'm getting that some of you might have even bought it for a minute, even though in your gut you knew that that was not the right thing. And of course, this is why you feel like you've been treated unfairly. I feel like I don't even have to clarify the Magician, but I'm gonna anyway. King of Wands, you know what? Yeah, I'm getting a very heavy narcissistic energy, Leo. Yeah, this person's like delusional. They honestly believe that they could get away with this, that they could do whatever they want and just move forward with you. Because it's like they have no respect. Ugh. Yeah, and they're giving you a proposition while they're doing something else right behind your back. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, this is indicating that to me, that they're very overly confident in a situation, but yet they're doing this. Got this devil energy here. And another, to have a double Three of Swords. No, they're going right back down to that Magician in reverse energy. This is trickster energy. They're not who they say they are to you. I'm not saying, you guys, I feel like you guys know who this person is, you know, in the most fundamental way. But what I mean is they did something and they were trying to act like they were moving forward in a certain way, but they were being shady and shicey and lacking integrity and still doing some bad stuff, some betrayal on the side, and they're not being straight with you about it. They're not. They're not. But you know what, Leo? I don't know. I'm just getting with this strength, with this Ace of Pentacles. And then once you work through this Wheel of Fortune is going to be upright, and you're going to be mending. You're going to be coming to this place of peace, regardless of what this person did. I feel like you guys are going to be just fine. This person there was no value add to have this person in your life. Whatever this situation is, there's no value add. Now, I'm going to say this, Leo, it could be you. Are you the one with the devil energy? Are you the one with the double Three of Swords? This could be. But you know what that tells me then? If that's you, this is not the right relationship for you. Either way, Leo, whether it's you doing or you receiving, this relationship is a big, NG. No good for you. That's what I'm getting. But I think you guys are going to end up fine. I really do, because whatever this is, you needed to go through it for sure. There's just a ton of lessons in this spread for me. Yeah. All right, Leo, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you next week for the May reads. Okay, bye-bye.